The governor cannot remove the Sultan without it impacting the rest of the Muslims. Any governor that is coming, our position is clear. Don't touch the Sultan. We don't throw stones. We don't break windscreens. We don't burn cars or government properties. But the law is our weapon. My names are Ishaq Lakin Akintola. I am a retired professor of Islamic studies. As the director of the Muslim Rights Concern, MURIC, an Islamic human rights organization, we are here to promote, protect, and project the Allah-given and fundamental rights of Muslims throughout Nigeria. We find the governor speaking a language from his anatomy, of course, that is quite strange to the political atmosphere of Sokoto State. All the governors before him have paid homage. They have been very, very cooperative with the Sultanate, and particularly with the palace of His Eminence, the Sultan, Al-Haji Muhammad Saad Abubakar. But all of a sudden, when he came, his body language spoke differently. In actual fact, we find that he was diminishing the influence of the Sultan. He moved about 2 months ago to depose 15 traditional rulers of the Sultanate. And this is arbitrary, very arbitrary, because before such things were done in the past, the Sultan will be in the know. He will be consulted. In fact, he is expected to give the advice and to initiate most of the time. Even the laws of Sokoto State does not allow that the governor will just make a move. It has to come from the Sultanate Council. There is a council that has to initiate it. The governor broke this rule. What I find there is that, what we find there is that the governor is now acting in disregard, utter disregard of the laws of Sokoto State, and of course, respect for the stool of the Sultanate. He cited flimsy excuses, like this traditional ruler conniving and conspiring with bandits, this one engaging in financial discrepancies, this one in administrative misdemeanor. It is dictatorial, tyrannical, and unacceptable for the executive governor of Sokoto State, who was elected on the platform of democracy, to get to office and forget about consultation. There should be consultation. He has to consult. But he abandoned the Sultan, and of course, some of those who were removed were told that they were leaning too much to the PDP that was in power then. And the PDP, was defeated. The APC came in, and the APC governor is behaving like this. For us, in MURIC, we have no political affiliations. We are not APC, we are not PDP. We are for justice, we are for truth. And in particular, we are for the advancement, promotion, and projection and protection of Allah-given fundamental human rights of Nigerian Muslims. And in particular, and we are headed, our leader, not MURIC leader, the leader of all Nigerian Muslims is His Eminence the Sultan. You cannot diminish his authority without hurting Nigerian Muslims. Whoever will do that to our leader must reckon with us. And we are more than, the population of Nigeria is estimated at 220 million. We are more than 150 million. That are Muslims, and we have proved it. Okay. The governor cannot remove the Sultan without it impacting on the rest of the Muslims. In 1996, on 20th April, to be exact, 20th April 1996, when Colonel Muazu, the then military governor, acted with military fear, dethroned Sultan Ibrahim Dasuki, what happened? Islamdom was disorganized. I mean, Islamic organizations were unhappy. MURIC in particular, we cried out and we denounced the action of that governor. Look, this is a state governor, not Nigeria's president. A state governor, and you are removing the president of all Nigerian Muslims, of all 36 states. That is the influence, that's the danger. The Sultan is in all the 36 states. It's not the governor, it's not their governor, but he's their leader. All Muslims are available, and there are Muslims in all states. For a governor who is controlling only one state, to now remove that man is an injustice. It is thoughtless, reckless, and unscrupulous. That is to say the least. So, if this cannot be done to the president of the Christian Association of Nigeria, then something is wrong somewhere. Nobody can remove the camp president like that. And you want to remove, Muazu removed Alhaji Dasuki. It was an unjust act, a tyrannical act. And that man died in where he was excommunicated to, somewhere in the north, in a remote village, though at the age of 93 or thereabouts. But he was removed from power. That is wickedness. He was not allowed to leave that place until he died. So if you want to do the same thing to this Sultan, now this Sultan is kind of different. Yes, he's a Sultan, quite all right, but he's different in the sense that since he became Sultan, he has demonstrated the fact that he is a Sultan of all Muslims, not the Sultan of Sokoto. If we are organizing something in Minna, Niger State, it will be there. If the Muslims are doing something in Enugu, Anambra, Calabar, Sultan will be there. We saw him with our Korokoro eyes. Now, if the Yorubas are doing something, Yoruba Muslims are doing something, Lagos Central Mosque, the Sultan will take time to sit down with us. You want to remove that kind of man? The former Sultans didn't have that charisma and that imagination, but we forgive them. But this Sultan involves everyone. The lesson that should be picked is, it is unwise to dethrone a Sultan and President General of the Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, NSCIA. Look, you can dethrone an emir, you can dethrone an Oba, even Soludo, an educated man, an educated governor, a former CBN governor, deposed about 4 OBs, 4 traditional rulers. It is insulting. The governors we have today are behaving very rascally. They are rude. They are disrespectful to tradition. I think it should be stopped. And MURIC has spoken up before. We asked the state assemblies, houses of assembly, the lawmakers, to save the traditional rulers from the insult, from the shame and disgrace that follows deposition. He was high yesterday, and now you bring him down because you are in power. But you are in power. A governor is in power only for 4 years, and at most 8 years. Now, somebody who is born into the royal house and a born aristocrat, you remove him from power. He is expected to overstay. To overlive you. You, governor, will go. The traditional ruler, the Oba, the Emir, the Obi. I am speaking for all these people. Muslim rights concern is about the rights of Muslims, right? And the rights of humanity. Stop disgracing our kings. Stop disgracing our chiefs. The position of rulers, traditional rulers, is human rights abuse. They should not deceive us. Well, the Sokoto state government has come out to say that it was not their intention to depose the Sultan. Well, I know that the vice president of Nigeria is my vice president. The president of Nigeria is my president. I'm not one of those who say, no, they will not accept somebody as president. MURIC is patriotic. MURIC respects the laws of Nigeria. The vice president spoke yesterday, asking the Sokoto state government to respect the dignity of the Sultanate, and that the Sultan is more than just a Sultan. We don't have anything against the Sokoto state government. It's never hurt. Sokoto state government has never hurt MURIC, but Sokoto state government will be taking the wrong step if it dares to touch the Sultan. We will cross the bridge when we get to it. I know that Section 6, Cap 26 of the Chieftaincy Laws of Northern Nigeria empowers the governor to appoint a traditional ruler, to appoint the Sultan, to appoint the Emir, and it also empowers him to remove them. And that is the tyrannical section of our laws. It should be repealed. MURIC is calling on the Sokoto State House of Assembly to do that. I came to an Islamic organization invited me to Sokoto about 8 or 10 years ago to speak on the 10th anniversary of the coronation of the Sultan. The Sultan was not there, but in my lecture, I requested that the State Assembly in Sokoto should look into that law with a view to amending it. That law is hostile to the Sultanate. That law is unfriendly. It's a threat to democracy. Today, I am reminding, in the name of the Muslim rights concern, our members all over the Federation, we are reminding the governor and members of the State House of Assembly, the honorable members should go ahead and repeal that section. It's very simple. The section says the governor has the power to appoint the emirs or to remove them. The House only has to add a simple phrase, except the Sultan of Sokoto. Once you add that phrase, except the Sultan of Sokoto, the law is in order. But we will not sit down and watch any governor in Sokoto, not even if this governor does not do it. Any governor that is coming, our position is clear. Don't touch the Sultan. If you do, you have to reckon with Nigerian Muslims, but you will reckon with MURIC first. And all options are on the table, except violence, because our motto is dialogue, no violence. We don't throw stones. We don't break windscreens. We don't burn cars or government properties. But The law is our weapon.